Armed with the names of the spirits, Living with the Dead historian Hallie Rubenhold visits the local records office to see if she can shed some light on tragic lovers John and Mary.
I've managed to find a Mary in the Harrogate Advertiser for 1858. The story is entitled A Barbarous Murder at Darley. The deceased, Mary Jane Scaife, was all but 22 years of age. She'd been seeing her lover, James Atkinson, a good-looking young man, for several years. James had a temper that frequently manifested itself, and earlier that day, Mary had received attention from a man called Gill, which had excited Atkinson's jealousy. That evening, Richard Howard, a local china dealer, saw Mary and James walking together along Stumps Lane.
Stumps Lane is just across the valley from Clare's farmhouse.
At 5 o'clock the following morning, Mary's body was discovered in a ditch off Stumps Lane. It was a horrific sight to behold. Her throat had been slashed in 8 places and her face had been savagely mutilated. Her eyes were protruding from her head and her bonnet was saturated in blood. The body was found here, and after the local policeman saw it, he went straight over to the Atkinsons' house. There he confronted James, who confessed to him that yes, he had killed his sweetheart. Mary's family had an expensive headstone erected onto which a poem was inscribed. The verses read, "The victim of the murderer's blade beneath the gory corse was laid. Her soul, we trust, to realms has flown, where theft and murder are unknown." Her murderer was acquitted on grounds of insanity. However, there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Mary was not the picture of Victorian innocence that we would like to think, and in fact, the year before her murder, she was carrying James Atkinson's child. For 2 young people from respectable families who were unmarried, this was utterly scandalous.